glute sets. So this is a great way to be able to reintroduce the firing of the gluteal muscles, or as a way to kind of feel full body tension in the lower half. Because really when you get people to fire their glutes, a lot of times what will happen is they'll fire their quads and their kind of calf to help create that tension. So using a treatment table, you can be on a couch, on your bed, on the floor, doesn't really matter. And I'm gonna kind of show you two different setup positions. The first one is gonna be on our back. And what I'm doing is I'm simply trying to squeeze my glutes as hard as I possibly can. So my glute max, that muscle is gonna be responsible for hip extension. And then due to the nature of the muscles, when my hip is in a neutral position, they're gonna externally rotate. So if you watch my foot, when I go to squeeze my glute, for me, it's more comfortable, or I feel more muscle recruitment if my feet externally rotate. Now, most people are gonna feel the most comfortable with external rotation. There's just gonna be some difference between the amount of external rotation due to your hip anatomy. So let those feet externally rotate, and then you wanna squeeze your butt as hard as you possibly can. And like I said, some people, you'll see them really kind of like drag their knees down and point their toes. That's fine, but the whole point of emphasis is to get the glutes to fire. 10-second hold, 10-second off, 10 times is a really common prescription that we'll give. Now the other setup is gonna be over on your belly, as it can help drive hip extension, and then I can focus on the external rotation. So if I take my toes and I point them away from midline or out, and then I focus on driving the front of my hip bones down into the table, that's gonna help roll my hips back, and that's gonna allow me to squeeze my glutes and drive the load into my hips, which is exactly what I'm after. So again, 10-second hold, 10 seconds off, 10 times. You'd be surprised at how sore you can get by just doing glute sets. And again, this isn't a massive strengthening drill. This is more of a re-education drill. We use this as a way for people to be able to feel their hips working, so then we can reintroduce you into a different movement pattern that we can then overload, which is going to create that adaptation for strength.